everyone. I'm Melissa here, and welcome to your Melissa Moment. Hello, everyone. I'm Melissa here. Welcome to your Melissa Moment, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. You'll notice my hair looks a little different than usual. I've got some braids in there. We've got some added color in there. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, Wellness Wednesday. If you've been following me, then you might recall at the beginning of the year, that was a long time ago, you guys were almost through 2023, but at the beginning of the year, I had set some New Year's resolutions. And some of them I did better than others. But one of the resolutions that I set for myself was to try to increase my social circle, my friends, people that I hang out with. I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of close friends. I'm a mom. That takes up the majority of my time. I also work from home, so I don't really get to socialize with coworkers or anything like that. So it can be really hard to meet people, and especially as an adult, trying to create friendships, I find can be very difficult. I'm a very shy, introverted person. On the whole, I don't like people that much. It's really hard for me to find a person that I genuinely want to be around and do things with. And that's just who I am. But I kind of found a group, and they book events. Every month they kind of have different events. It could be anything. It could be shopping. It could be painting pottery. It could be a yoga class. It could be swimming. It could be a potluck. It could whatever. They do different events every month. And I thought, you know what, this might be good. I'll be able to go meet some people. And unfortunately, I really haven't been able to go to very many events. Just schedules just don't work out. And I haven't been able to go to very many. But the very first event that I actually booked a ticket to go do with a group of women that I hadn't ever met was a trip to Mexico, of all things. And I just got back, which is why my hair looks the way it looks. Isn't it cute? Like, honestly, how cute is that hair? I love it. So I completely stepped outside of my safe little box that I like to keep contained in, and decided, you know what? I'm going to take this leap. I'm going to go to Mexico. There ended up being 23 women who went on this trip. And for the most part, I hadn't met really any of them. There was maybe 2 or 3 that I kind of knew before the trip. And when I say kind of knew, I mean like I maybe saw them at an event, but I really didn't talk to them at all. The only other event I had really been to was last year's Christmas party, and that was after I booked the Mexico trip. So I kind of wanted to talk about Wellness Wednesday and how sometimes it's good to set goals for yourself, and sometimes you have to push yourself to do something that you wouldn't normally do that is terrifying on so many levels. But that's what I did. Completely out of character for me, honestly. And I had my reservations, you guys. There was a big part of me that was really scared about doing this trip for a lot of reasons. Number one, I really didn't know anyone. That's a pretty big reason. Number two, What if they didn't like me, right? Most of the women were a lot younger than me. Like, I'm talking 15, 20 years younger than me. Um, and some of them were older than me, like 15 years older than me. There wasn't a whole lot of women around my age, but there were a few. But I was, insecurities. We all have insecurities. So yeah, I was scared that no one would like me, that no one would want to talk to me, that I'd basically be alone. So those were my biggest fears. And I kind of talked to myself. I'm like, you know what? It's fine. We're going to Mexico. I have been to Mexico twice before. So I kind of felt comfortable. I had never been to this resort before. This was a new resort for me, but I felt like I knew enough Spanish, to get by. Most of the hotel employees do speak English as well, so that wasn't really a huge issue. I also thought to myself, look, worst case scenario, worst case, I go on this trip, I don't get along with anyone, nobody likes me, I'm at an all-inclusive resort in Mexico. I'll be fine. I can go grab a drink and go to the beach by myself. I can go to the pool by myself. I can do things by myself. That's basically how I live my life, is doing things by myself. I don't always like to do things by myself, but I'm capable. I can do it. So that's kind of what I went into, right? We were there for a week. Sunday to Sunday. And I gotta say, you guys, it was a really good vacation. I did get to know a lot of these women. I feel like I made friends with a lot of these women. I feel like there were some that I'm like, I genuinely, wow, I really, really like you. We're clicking. We have a lot of stuff in common, easy to talk to. It was really good. So number one, this was the first vacation I had gone to on my own. You guys, I'm trying to think. Was this the first vacation I've done by myself? It might have been. I've been on vacation with my husband. I've been on vacation with my husband and my daughter. No, I've been on vacations before. When I sold Tupperware, I went to Myrtle Beach. I went to Orlando. So this isn't the first one, but this has probably been the first vacation I have gone on by myself since my daughter was about 2. That was like 6 years ago. So it's been a long time. And it was a great time. I had a great time. And I learned a lot about myself and about other people. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here today on Wellness Wednesday, is I realized that not everyone, but almost everyone has insecurities. And that may sound strange. You may be sitting there thinking, well, yeah, Melissa, of course, everyone has insecurities. But for whatever reason, I didn't think that, because you see someone who is gorgeous, right? And like what society deems to be a beautiful person, right? Someone who's thin and has great skin and gorgeous hair and beautiful features and has a great personality. And you think to yourself, wow, they have got it together. They're good. But you don't think that maybe they have insecurities. And I realized that in Mexico. Because obviously it was an all-inclusive resort. I was drinking alcohol. I had, a few drinks. And for me, I'm a very shy person, but I find when I drink, I'm not so shy anymore. I kind of step out of that. And I don't want to say I have like an alter ego or anything, but I'm different. I'm more confident when I am drinking. And I do things I normally wouldn't do, such as approach people. Normally, I wouldn't do that. But on my trip, in different situations, there were a few people that I saw, specifically women, and I'm like, wow, they're gorgeous, right? And normally, on a normal day, if I saw a beautiful woman, I would just think to myself, wow, they're gorgeous, and I would leave it at that. But in Mexico, when I was drinking a bit, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go tell them that. I'm going to go tell them. I went up to a few people while I was in Mexico, and I said, excuse me, I'm sorry. I just want to let you know you're gorgeous, or your dress is amazing, or I love your hair, or whatever. And you guys, the reactions I got was surprising, because everyone, of course, said, oh, thank you so much. But it was the way they said it that made me realize, wow, even they have insecurities. I mean, obviously you're in Mexico. Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's in a good mood. Everyone's kind of talking to everyone. You get to meet people. It was great. I can't tell you how many people came up to me and gave me a compliment, whatever it was. Wow, your hair. I love your hair when I got the braids done. So many people, I love your hair. Did you get that done here? It looks great. Wow, your eyelashes look amazing. I should have done that. You look so pretty. Like that dress, complimenting my clothes, my eyelashes, my nails, my hair, my skin. Even girls in the group, when they found out how old I was, they were like, no way, you're lying. There's no way you're that old. Because I looked younger, I was acting younger. I fit in with the younger people in our group. And it made me feel really good to get all these compliments. And it also made me feel really good to give the compliments. We went on one excursion, we were on a boat ride, and there was such a cute couple. Such a cute couple. They were an East Indian couple. They were so cute. And I was talking with one of the girls in our group, and they looked like they were on their honeymoon. You know what I mean? Like they were just looking at each other, like in love, kissing, hugging, really close. And we noticed she had henna on her hands and on her ankles. And we were like, they've got to be on their honeymoon. Like, with the henna and everything, they probably just got married. And they just looked cute. And again, I felt the need to talk to them, and I went up to them. I said, excuse me, are you on your honeymoon? And right away, both of them, yes, we are. And I'm like, oh, congratulations. You guys are a beautiful couple. I noticed the henna, and the whole thing. And they were just so nice. And it was great. It was great. So for today's Wellness Wednesday, I just wanted to remind you that it's okay to give compliments to people, no matter who it is, because you don't know what the other person is going through or dealing with, or what insecurities they may have. You may be looking at them like, wow, you're amazing, you've got it all together, but they may be thinking a number of things. I don't like my hair color. I weigh too much. I weigh too little. My skin's really bad. Whatever it is, They could have their own insecurities. And sometimes just giving those little compliments can really help somebody. And it makes you feel really good as well. So don't be scared to give a compliment to somebody, right? Maybe someone walks by you and they smell really good, right? Have you ever had that where someone walks by and there's this really nice perfume, or a guy is wearing a really nice cologne and you're all like, oh, I like that, right? It's okay to say, you smell really good. What kind of cologne is that? Right? Like, ooh, I like that cologne. What is it? I might want to get for my husband, whatever it is, because it makes you feel good. It makes them feel good. And the other thing is, it's okay to do something for yourself. Now, I'm not saying book a trip to Mexico, but I mean, if you can afford a trip to Mexico, I highly recommend it. It was amazing. But what I'm saying is, it's okay to do things for yourself, because I got to say, another thing with this trip, not only did I not know anyone, I was kind of apprehensive about that. I also had a little bit of mom guilt, right? Like, ooh, I can't go away for a week. I'm a mom. My job is to be here to take care of my child. So I had a little bit of mom guilt, being like, can I do this? I don't know. Can I? Should I? I don't know. And I was really on the fence with booking this trip. And I got to say, my husband was amazing. He was amazing. Like, from day one, he's like, you should go. You should, like, there was no hesitation on his part whatsoever. There was no, oh, I don't know if we can afford it, or, oh God, what am I going to do while you're gone for a whole week? None of that. He was just like, you deserve it. Go to Mexico. Like, he's probably the main reason that I actually booked it and went, was because he didn't have any hesitation. There was zero. So it's okay to do things for yourself. Now, maybe you can't afford a trip to Mexico. That's fine. You don't have to take a trip. I'm saying it's okay. It's okay to take a few days off. Maybe even you don't even have to leave the city or the town you're in, but maybe even just say, you know what, I'm going to take a night for myself, and even just book a hotel. Book a hotel where you live and just be like, I'm just going to go to a hotel for the night. Go to a hotel, have some you time, order some room service, whatever you want to do. But I think it's really important to do that, to recharge, to take time for yourself without feeling guilty, because we all need to recharge at some point. We really do. And hopefully, if you have a partner, hopefully they are supportive of that, and hopefully they recognize, hey, you need to recharge. And I know it's funny because my mother, I mean, different generation, right? When I booked this trip and I told my mom, hey, I'm going to go to Mexico with 23 women, I could tell. She was kind of like, oh, you don't know anyone? Oh, my mom, I love her. She is who she is. But the older she gets, the more paranoid she becomes, the more scared she becomes, the more she focuses on the negative and not the positive. So immediately, it's not safe. You're going to go to a country. It's not safe. You don't know anyone. It's not safe. You're going to go in the ocean. You're going to drown. You're going to die. It's not safe. Like, all of her fears flooded her. And I'm sorry she felt that way, but those were her feelings, not mine. And there was nothing I could do besides tell her, I'll be safe, I'll be, but like, she's going to feel that way no matter what, because I know my mother. But it got so bad to a point where my mother actually called my husband without me knowing, and said, are you really going to let her go to Mexico by herself? So what I found funny about that is, number one, the phrase, are you going to let her go? And then my husband, no hesitation, he's like, of course, she deserves to go, right? But it's just a generational thing where it used to be when you got married, you were married. You did everything. If you go on vacation, your husband or your partner is going on vacation. Your children are going on vacation, right? I think in today's society, it's more common where only one spouse goes on vacation, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I think a healthy relationship, a healthy marriage is where you can come together and do things together, including vacations. But I also think it's okay to take separate vacations, right? To go have fun, to not worry about things, to be able to count on your partner to do the things at home or wherever so you can go and do that. My husband was great. I was gone for a week, okay? We have one child. Typically, I do most of the things around the house. Typically, I do most of the parenting because that was what my husband and I had agreed on. We're in a position where his jobs, he makes enough money to allow me to stay home, to work from home, to take care of our child, to take care of our house, to do all those things. And in return, me doing all of those things allows my husband to put in the hours he needs for his jobs. And we came to this decision together, right? Because we're partners. We came to this decision together. And it works for us. And we're okay with that. Like, I could trust that while I was gone for a week, he would be able to do the things that had to be done while I wasn't here. Now, yes, I did my best to set him up to succeed. I left him lists like, okay, this is the routine during the school week. This is what needs to be done. This is what time she needs to be taken to school. This is what time you pick her up from school. This is what she needs in her lunch. Like, I left him all those things, right? Typically, I do all the laundry. We have a new washer dryer. So I sent him a video. This is how you do laundry. This is how you start the washing machine. This is how you start the dryer. Like, I mean, it sounds funny, but when it's new things like that and you don't know, you're not going to know, right? So I did what I could to give him all the tools he needed to take care of things while I was gone, right? And honestly, I feel like he did a great job. All I needed was the house not to burn down, our child to be alive, our child to be safe, happy, and healthy, right? And that was basically it. That's what I needed. And he did all that, plus more. So I was very happy with everything. And I'm thankful that I have a partner, that I have a husband that is willing to do those things for me. And it's give and take, right? I went away to Mexico for a week. My husband in January, he's going to be going on a comedy tour. He's going to Calgary. He's going to Las Vegas with a friend for like, I don't even know. Like I think he's gone for a total of 2 weeks or something in January. So while he's gone, I'll be doing all the stuff on my own, right? But I think it's important to allow each other, even though you're married, even though you're partners, it's okay to take separate vacations. And it's okay to take vacations together. And we do that as well. So this Wellness Wednesday, I just wanted to touch on these few things. Like, it's okay to do stuff for yourself. It's okay to ask your partner to maybe do a little bit more for a while so you can recharge. It's okay to step outside of your comfort zone and meet new people and do crazy things. Because if I hadn't booked this Mexico vacation with 23 women that I didn't know, I never would have met them. I never would have formed friendships with some of them. And I never would have learned the things I learned about myself while I was there. It was a very important thing to do for me. And I'm glad I did it. And if they book another trip, in the future, I'm probably going to go because I think it's important. And it really made me appreciate my husband and my daughter because they both were great while I was gone. And they both did what needed to be done so I could go do this. And in return, when the time comes, I will do what I need to do so my husband can go and have a vacation as well. So that is your Wellness Wednesday for today. I'm so glad I went, you guys. I'm so glad I went. And yeah, it was scary, I'm not going to lie. But sometimes doing things that are scary, doing things that are new, things that you wouldn't normally do, it's important to do those things because that's how we grow as a person. And I never would have learned the things that I learned if I hadn't done it. So this is just your little reminder just to push yourself a little bit. Try something that you wouldn't normally do. Maybe there's been something you've been thinking about, but you're just too scared to do it. This is me telling you it's okay to do it. As long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone else, do it. Maybe you've wanted to go skydiving, but you're scared. I get it. I wouldn't want to do it. Maybe you want to go bungee jumping. Maybe you want to go on a little trip by yourself. Maybe you want to even go get a radical haircut that you've been looking at and wanting, but you've been scared to do it. Give yourself permission. Do it. Have fun. Learn about yourself. Because I did. And I don't regret it for a second. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. We'll see you next time.